So you got this Darius Truxton, some guy who comes up on the internet for 4 years straight, ranting and raving, acting like he's so tough, like he's a cool guy, and everyone else on the internet is a loser, a basement dweller, an incel, a creep. They're in mommy's car, allegedly. Meanwhile, this guy's in his mid 40s in some cheap shit low income apartment in a Soviet style apartment block. He sleeps on a futon because the bedroom in the apartment is crammed full of plastic crates full of amiibo toys with dirty laundry piled up on top. This disgusting degenerate. He's such a loner. He's never had any female attention in his life unless it was paid for with his welfare money. He calls everyone else an incel, a creep. And then it turns out that this guy was sending unsolicited pictures of his private parts to a woman called Candace, who he knew in real life. She came on the internet exposing him, telling her story. And this was some woman he knew from like 20 years ago when he worked at Boston Pizza doing his menial labor. Okay. Instead of, seeking out post secondary education, he's there flipping pizzas in Boston Pizza. So let's just compare and contrast that to me, okay? Because I have a story to tell you from Saturday, okay, the 4th of July. This happened a couple of days ago, okay? Long story short, I had a girl, okay, we were in a pub. My friend invited me out for a couple of drinks, and we're out in the smoking area. Just me, him, another guy that we got talking to, and this girl comes in and she recognizes me and I recognize her because we went to school together. She comes over. She's a bit kind of weird in the head. She's attractive, but she's weird. Comes over to me, sits beside me, starts touching me, hugging me, kissing me on the cheek. I don't know if she was on drugs or something. I didn't smell any alcohol on her breath. But I'm not doing anything to her. I'm not really, I'm not touching her or anything or like kissing her or anything. I'm just sitting there, just letting her do whatever. And I turned to my friend and I sarcastically said, "This girl molested me in school." And she's like, "Yeah, I did. We used to play nervous." And then she proceeds to demonstrate what she used to do. And she puts her hand on my knee and brings her hand up my inner thigh and then up around, right beside and around my D, okay? She doesn't touch it, okay? However, you know, she does this a couple of times. So naturally, that's a bit arousing, even though I have no interest in this woman for a multitude of reasons, not least of which being the fact that she has a boyfriend and two daughters with weird Arabic names, not because she had children with an Arab, but because she just likes Arab names. Okay, so very weird. But anyway, it escalates to her touching my D. Okay, I'm trying to keep this language kosher here. She puts her hand on it through my clothes. Okay, she feels that it's hard, naturally. Okay, a few seconds later, she proceeds to lift up my waistband of my trousers and boxers, puts her hand down, and wraps her hand around my D and just fondles it for a minute. Okay, she doesn't stroke it or anything. Okay, now I didn't ask her to do that. To be honest, I didn't stop her because I've got my, friend beside me and another guy witnessing this. They're both hollering while this is going on, cheering on. And so, yeah, I just let her do it. I mean, I didn't touch her in response or anything. I had no interest in that. Primarily because her boyfriend was in the pub, okay? Not witnessing this, but in the premises. So I didn't want to get involved in that, okay? So, yeah, I had that happen to me. And I didn't even ask for that. I didn't even have to try. I mean, my friend afterwards was like, some men swim. He was like, some men drown while others starve or something like that. Obviously referring to when it comes to women. Anyway, yeah, that's my experience. Meanwhile, you have to pay a stripper to come to some Blue Jays game with you because you're a loser. You're harassing this woman from 20 years ago. She was generous enough to let you crash on her couch because you can't afford a car and you have to catch the bus like a little schoolboy. And yeah, that's you. I mean, you must be so like humiliated. Like how demoralizing is it to know that I made a video proposing to Candace facetiously, okay? She rejected my proposal. You think you have a shot at her? If the guy driving around France at the time, making videos, France, Italy, Germany, Switzerland, Austria, Spain, Portugal, making all these videos of all these different places. If you think that guy doesn't have a chance at Candace, what the hell do you think you're doing? You're in your mid-40s, never driven a car in your life. You're a fucking loser. You have the personality of dog shit because you're on stream telling people that you can't have a conversation with me because I don't talk about movies, music, video games, TV, sports, wrestling, rap music. Holy shit. And by the way, the reason why I'm telling this story, and yes, it is to brag. I am bragging about that right now. I had a female skin on skin fondling me in my pants, okay? And I'm going to brag about that. Not to boost some sort of reputation or ego, because I don't give a shit what you think about me. I don't give out my name. I don't show my face. All you have is an anonymous pseudonym. So as far as I'm concerned, you could think I'm the biggest loser on the planet for all I care. The only reason I'm telling this story is to put you down because you tried to put me down by calling me a psychopath and a Nazi. Well, it looks like Candace is gushing over the Nazi because she was over on my channel just drooling over the fact that I was in Italy. So maybe you need to run over to Candace and let her know that she's talking to a Nazi, a mean Nazi on the internet. And you're so stunning and brave. You're an ally of women. You're against Nazis. You're against creeps and incels, right? You're against people who obsess over women. All of this is a disguise so that you can get closer, so you can try and blend in. But you're a fucking creep and everybody knows it. Candace and her instinct knew it, okay? So anyway, that's my story. Darius Truxton is a loser. And yes, I am still actually making videos on him because I actually stand by what I say. I don't just make some offhand comment buried in some live stream somewhere. Okay, you want to start shit with me? Let's go then, bitch.